I kind of knew what I was going to talk about, but I kind of also, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It really doesn't.
I don't know. I got this feeling in the back and forth.
Revelation through conversation.
The Ocelli.com radio network.
WallStreetWindow.com. Gold, silver, the stock market. WallStreetWindow.com.
Perhaps you're invested deeply.
Perhaps you're not in deep enough. Maybe you're thinking about getting started. WallStreetWindow.com. Michael Swanson, the brilliant author of The War State, understood these trends professionally for many years, and now he gives you the benefit of his knowledge. WallStreetWindow.com. Go there now. Go there now. Go there now.
The views expressed by callers, co-hosts, or anyone else who happens to get on the air at Ocelli.com do not necessarily reflect the views of Ocelli.com or Chuck Ocelli, and we are not responsible for any stupidity which might ensue. Thank you.
Uncle, do you remember that time when Benjamin Fulford said that an Asian secret society was going to dispatch ninjas to take down the Illuminati?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, in the cartoon.
Yeah, did that ever work out too good?
No.
It didn't, did it?
Didn't work.
But here on Ocelli.com radio network, things work out a bit better, don't they?
Much better.
Much better.
It's clearer.
I think they want to try, but I don't.
And understanding about the programs. The programs are much clearer. Getting live people into it. They really have a good conversation going.
Much better.
Much better scene.
I say forget Benjamin Fulford and his ninjas and listen to the Ocelli.com radio network.
I agree. It's straight to the point.
Straight talk.
And I like that idea.
Ocelli.com. Ocelli.com.
Movie.
Yep.
The War State by Michael Swanson explains the great national transformation that took place and put the Kennedy presidency in the context of the times and reveals never-before published information about the Cuban Missile Crisis. President Kennedy would not have been assassinated if he had been president 200 years ago. His assassination took place in the context of the Cold War and the rise of the national security state. Before World War II, the United States was a continental republic. In the decade that followed, it became an imperial superpower. Generals such as Curtis LeMay not only wanted to invade Cuba, but knew that there were short-range missiles on the island armed with nuclear warheads that they could not destroy because they were on mobile launchers. Their invasion could have led to a third world war, and they wanted to go to war anyway. The War State by Michael Swanson reveals why and will show you what President Kennedy was up against. For more information, thewarstate.com.
Kelly.com radio network.
This is a Emergency broadcast. Code Red, Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the broadcast. Watch out. Down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's going to hit the eardrums. Uncle the broadcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the Star Show Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is 300 and something.
It sure is. 300. Boy, you stumped me, Uncle. Now, are you going to make me look at the number here?
Yeah, I lose track myself. I don't know these numbers. You got the computer in front of you.
315. Do you believe it?
315th episode. Mm-hmm. We are going to be talking about tonight. I know, Ed, call me on the line. We have a talk about something.
Anybody can call in on
this
Sunday
is
night.
what's his name's waiting. Put him on the line there.
What's his name is waiting? Are you sure?
Yes, he said he's waiting.
Okay, well, first...
Ed. I mean, not Ed.
Somebody.
Jimmy is
Jimmy.
Okay, well, fair enough. So we do... I mean, this is the way we do it on Sunday nights on Archelli.com, the Uncle Show. I mean, we take live calls... And we just get so many calls, we just come out of the gates with them usually. But if you want to call in, you may. It's 319-527-5016. And you can use Skype. Type a message to Chuck. He's Charles Archelli on Skype. Or call 319-527-5016. Caller,
you're on.
Hey, Uncle, what's going on?
I don't know. We're into football action here.
We are. NFL. Heating
NFL
up.
Action here.
Week 9.
Heating up 9 this week.
I'm telling you.
You had a bye.
Philadelphia Eagles. Them Eagles are looking scary. I don't like them.
Yeah, they're good.
But Dallas gave them a run for their money. Close one.
They did.
But they didn't win it. Of course, it was a close one. Mm-hmm. And I think if anybody can beat them, it's them.
You would think because they're divisional rivals, right?
Correct.
So they should have a one-up on a lot of other teams that just come in to play them.
Right.
So, but they didn't quite pull it out. So Eagles still on top of the league, really. I think they have the best record, don't they?
It's 8-1.
I think so, yeah. I think it's 8-1 now. They just went to 8-1.
Yeah, just went in tonight, today, 8-1. Your boys are on a... Your boys are on a bye there, Jimmy.
Yeah, they get the week off.
Miami.
Do
they play the Niners? It's the Niners?
Detroit plays the...
No, next week. Next week, Detroit plays the Chargers.
Oh,
and then after that, we'll play our usual Thanksgiving Day.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. They have the Thanksgiving game.
Always, yeah. Remember, we're talking
against
about
Dallas.
The blue and the blue. Well, no, not necessarily.
No, not
against
Dallas.
I'm just saying those two teams always play. It's the
blue
and
that's
silver
right. That's
teams.
it. That's right. That's right.
For some reason, blue and silver is the NFL's colors for Thanksgiving because
that's
those
what
two
it
teams
is.
Play every year. I don't know what that means.
It
Possibly
means the
nothing.
Color. It means the colors, I guess.
As a mind like mine, Uncle, I just see that happen. I'm like, well, there has to be a reason for it, but maybe there isn't. Maybe everything is an accident that everybody ever does, including our own very lives, Uncle. Our lives are nothing but mere accidents. Our very existence. The existence of this entire world, Uncle. It means nothing. Nothing! Stop ascribing meaning to anything. There's no use in it, Uncle.
Was this from your last hour? Sounds like your last hour talking this way.
It may have.
Because the way you went. And the last couple of hours, last I heard, you were talking funny on your hour.
Might have carried over.
Yeah, I know. I think so.
A quick look up on apparently why it is they play on Thanksgiving is, let's see, what is this according to? It's according to Google. Having NFL games played on Thanksgiving is something that the league owes to the Detroit Lions, who started the tradition in 1934 after their owner, George A. Richards, wanted to attract more fans, and the stadium begun sold out for the holiday game ever since.
Oh, that was it then.
Well, what about the Cowboys,
No,
who
the
have
Cowboys
the same
too.
colors, essentially?
Yeah, what about the Cowboys?
It's not exactly the same,
thing?
but they're both blue and silver.
Well, I'm taking a look here and trying to figure that out, why it is that the Cowboys are there too, and I'm not sure. Let's see. NFL Thanksgiving. Why do the Lions and Cowboys play on Thanksgiving Day? According to Marca.com. Let's see. I will find out. I will investigate here, guys.
Okay, we got our producer on it.
There's us on that because we were trying to figure that out.
Well, we have Ray is in the chat room on Twitch, the Ford Freak. He's saying, "Hey peeps, you can call in 319-527-5016." So he's helping us get calls, Uncle Ray.
He's calling.
He's trying to get people to call in.
Oh,
so we like that. Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Ray.
cool.
We need some more talking. So,
apparently the Cowboys started in 1966 simply as a publicity move, trying to get more national attention for the team.
Oh, that's unusual. I never knew that.
Kept it going since
6 years. They haven't played on Thanksgiving since that year was 1975 and 1977. Let's see. The only playing in Jacksonville, the only team to not play yet on a Thanksgiving Day is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Haven't made it yet, huh? Jacksonville.
That's because they were newer at the time.
Yeah, they are. They're a new
that's why too. I think
they haven't made it quite yet.
Panthers made it there, and what's the other new team? There's another new team, isn't there?
Are the Falcons new? Am I mistaken on that? Are they an expansion team?
No, I don't think so.
No, they're not.
I don't think
something
so, no.
is. I'm trying to remember. It's eluding me now. I don't remember. One of those teams.
Guys got me looking up a bunch of stuff. I'll find out who the last expansion teams were.
Yeah. I know the Jaguars. Yeah, I can't remember the others now. But yes, NFL week 9. We'll see. So far, things been an interesting season. It's starting to be that like we're seeing who the good teams are, and we're talking about the Eagles are definitely one of them, if not the best team, one of the best ones.
The last expansion team was the Houston Texans in 2002. And
that's right. They were the
Tennessee Titans, right? Because they were the Oilers, right?
Well, see, that's not an expansion team. That's moving the team and renaming it, right?
A moving name remaining.
Like the former Redskins. What are they now? The Redskins are the Commanders or something?
Yeah, but they didn't even move. They just changed their name.
Well, right. It's just a name change. So a name change, city change isn't like creating a whole new team.
I think they should have kept them with the
and the Panthers and the Jaguars expanded in 1995, according to this. So
it was a while back.
They did that. I know that one was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. Yeah,
that's why
the Texans are the newest.
Yeah, the Texans.
Yeah.
Houston. Yeah, I should have known that too, but I forgot.
So, Jimmy, what do you think about all this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Well, and also the trade seasons ended there that day, that World Trade Day. I see the 49ers made out on that. So they're also going to be a dangerous team again.
Oh, yeah, they did pick up a couple decent guys, didn't they? They're trying to salvage because they needed something. They lost a lot of players.
And they were hurt. And they're still hurt. Weren't they hurt?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they still are, but, I mean, they picked up these new guys, I guess. We'll see what they can do.
I tell you who I got to say. Get ready, sidekick.
Yeah, I know.
He knows. This year, I got to say it, the Rams are not really in it.
Nobody expected them to be, though, from the beginning.
They didn't expect them to be in it?
Nobody expected the Rams to be good this year. I mean, I didn't. Honestly, they came out of the gates way better than I thought they would. They won their first game, and they won a couple others, but since then, that Stafford didn't play. I knew as soon as Stafford got hurt.
That was with the thumb.
Yeah, and he did. I was like, I kind of felt like it was a foregone conclusion he would get hurt, first of all. And then once he did, they got nobody to back him up, so...
Well, they had these guys on the draft. Of course, this other guy that he's teaching, they got from Georgia,
Stetson Bennett.
They're teaching it. He can't handle control yet.
Yeah.
But they had this other one.
Yeah. What was the guy's name they had in today?
What?
I can't remember even. But that didn't work. I can't even remember the guy's name. But that just shows you like you. I knew they didn't have anybody for backup. They don't, and now they're in this situation. But it's not really a surprise, Uncle. So we just got to wait on them. They did get a lot of good guys from the draft, and if they keep going that way and keep building good, in a year or two, they could definitely be good. So we'll see.
I've heard that the coach. I've heard this. The coach didn't want to rebuild again.
That was just one comment.
That was one comment he said.
At the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's one comment. Now, was it really true or was it not?
Well, who the hell wants to rebuild a team? Would any coach want to rebuild an entire team? If you were an NFL coach, would you be excited at the fact that you had to rebuild your team? Would that be a good thing?
Well, it would take a while.
Yeah, right. Like, of course,
I think that would be the reason, because it would take a while.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to do it, but I mean, he's in a situation where they have to, and frankly, I think he's doing a good job, but he's only partway there. So, and it's okay. I mean, you're not going to have a winning season every season.
No, I didn't think that.
It's whatever.
I didn't think that.
It's whatever.
But so.
And no more NFL.
And I'd say Kansas City isn't looking impressive at all this year. I'd say they're crap.
Well, they sure whipped up. They sure whipped Miami today.
Yeah, they're back and forth.
They're back. Yeah, they are. They're back and forth.
I don't. They're not bad. They're not bad, but they've been better. But they could definitely keep rolling, and they'll probably be in the playoffs, I assume. So we'll see. It's hard to say.
So what are we going to talk about then?
I don't know. Let's.
Well, you wanted to say stop playing this. I'm trying to figure what to say.
No more NFL. We're sick of it. Nobody wants to know what the NFL does. Nobody watches that.
Yeah, well, it got me interested in.
Uncle, let's talk about your T-shirt.
Oh.
What is that thing?
We got this T-shirt. It's really very comfortable, must say. Mm-hmm. It has a hawk head. My head, a hawk head. Very, very interesting.
Do you want to stand up and show it for real quick? Uncle's going to model the shirt.
Modeling the shirt for a moment, people.
Here it comes. So you can check out Uncle's hawk head he's talking about. It is an MST shirt. Let me hold the camera. I'm going to do the camera work. There we go. Okay, look at that. That's MST. And there's,
look at the head of my head.
That's Uncle. Yeah, so that's...
I have that color. That thing is on the back.
It is.
The same one.
Okay. So you can go ahead and sit down, Uncle. We see it. So that is...
Does that go to the... Can that go to the...
Eddie's
crack
soldier.
room?
That can go...
Send it to the crack room.
Yeah, we can probably get a picture in the crack room. It's the MST T-shirt that Chuck designed.
That Chuck designed.
And
it's very, very comfortable, though.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do like about it, I'm a sweater guy. I get too much sweat. But this here, the Chinese people that knew how to make these, better on the pool.
Top-notch
knowing
product.
how to talk to these guys, and Chinese people know how to make a material that fits the right person.
Yep, they sure. It's like a dry fit style material is what it is. It's kind of stretchy. It's like athletic. The sort of things that like Nike makes a lot of shirts like that.
Yeah.
Those sorts of brands make those shirts.
You
Sometimes they're jerseys. It
wickers. Like when it rains, it wickers the waterway.
There we go. That's what it does.
The ones that shirt he has on, of course, it's from our producer's name, but it's the material again. It's not
Cotton.
the same. It's not the same as this Japanese people that know how to make this kind of.
Mine is a cotton T-shirt, which cotton is good, but his uncle really does enjoy the dry fit style shirt, and that's what this one is.
Yeah.
The MST shirt.
I just realized that, man, got one of these shirts, and I knew that Chuck was making them.
Chuck put the design
together and gave it to them, and
it did really turn out, Chuck. I really appreciate it, and I was I was most excited to see what would happen when the graphic, which was not large in terms of like resolution on the computer, it wasn't a very large file, and it's blown up to fit an entire shirt. So I knew there would be like pixelation going on. I was actually excited to see how that would turn out, and to my joy, it turned out really good. Like it is that, but it looks good. Like, and again, it's got a sort of neo-punk aesthetic that I think is really cool. To me, it works. I really like it.
I asked something. Hold on there, Jimmy. I want to talk to my Medusa for a moment.
Okay.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Is there a way can get his podcast with those people? That might be funny. You'll be laughing now, but this is a decent, comfortable show.
There should be an Age of Transitions shirt that's made.
Oh, yeah, I can do that anytime. He can do it, too. He's got...
yeah. Well, if you want to do that, you can get one.
I could do it. It was quite easy.
If you want to do that, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed you. It wasn't hard at all, right? And you get to talk to them through a translator, so, it's not so bad.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Because you'll know to feel the difference of this shirt. Depending on what you're wearing now, you'll be comfortable wearing this thing.
I would be.
I love those shirts from Vietnam. They're perfect the way I see them.
And they wash okay.
Yeah, they wash just fine. I like what Aaron was saying about the look of the shirt too. That was intentional. The way I set it up is I blew it up enough so that it would start to pixelate, but it would still be really clear at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's got that kind of like rough print look to it, right?
Yeah. It works. It definitely works. Like you almost can't tell that it is pixelated, but it is. But visually somehow the pixelation doesn't fully you can't tell that's what's going on when you glance at it. But yet it's still like, something's a little shaky, but you want it to be that way.
Right, like most properly sighted people, if they step away a little bit, that pixelation almost disappears. If you step back a little. So from a distance, it's great. And then you get up close, it's not bad. But it actually does this thing where it sort of reorganizes. Plus, if you notice, I made it a little bit askew with the way that just so that it was just a little bit off. So it's not perfect. So it keeps that, punk vibe to it. I don't know if you noticed the back of the shirt, the way I did that. So it was like
the back is great because the back... Oh, do we need to model the back, Uncle? Maybe here, spin around real quick, and we'll get the camera on that.
Because the front is your artwork with my layout, and then the back is partially Creative Accidents artwork.
That's
added to your artwork.
Yes. So yeah, and you got some interesting thing going on with the typography as well back there. Yeah, you can get back down, Uncle. You're good. Yeah, the back is cool too. The way that the graphic almost looks like it's cut out from something, which it is, but that also works with the punk aesthetic.
I forgot. I was gonna I forgot to bring the drink up.
Oh yeah, well we can do that next week.
I'll do it next week.
Those will stay in there. Uncle was saying about doing a drink.
I have a drink.
Speaking of the dollar store, you know those Frigidaire mini fridges?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I seen one on the clearance at Dollar General. Guess what I paid for it? Guess how much it was?
A mini fridge, like an electrical mini fridge.
Yeah, Frigidaire.
How about $50?
I'm gonna say 35.
Okay, there's our guesses. 35, 50. Uncle, you got a guess how much you paid for one of the mini fridges at Dollar General on clearance?
Oh,
what do you think?
About 30.
30, 35, and 50. That's our guesses. Jimmy James, what was the
What is it? What was the number?
$25.
Holy moly!
I was close.
You were.
Uncle was closest. If this was, I don't know if that's the right rules for The Price is Right, but if it was the Price is Right, he'd win.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all went over. That might have been a no.
Huh?
This really cute, probably college chick. I could tell she was like eyeing it because there was just the one. I was like, oh no, you don't.
So you went and picked it up, right?
Oh no! If I was in a store like that and I had $25, I would snap that thing up automatically. Kidding me? Frigidaire, little mini fridge, gone. $25, done.
Shoot, that's like going to the flea market.
And it even came with those heavy duty cords, and one of them's for the car. You know those cords that plug in your cigarette lighter?
Oh,
those things alone go for $20.
Yeah, those are like $20. Exactly. The cords alone.
You know, you go to a flea market and find one for about that amount that he got at the store.
Well, I bet you he could have flipped it at the flea market for $40, brand new.
Probably. That too. That
probably
too.
could flip.
Could have done that.
Just because you know why I know that? Because I do that. I do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I work the flea market over here. When I get a chance, I go to Smiley's. I work the flea market.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, there's somebody who works the flea market.
That's being enterprising, Uncle. That's what you gotta do out there. You gotta figure out ways to make money.
Buy a couple of them. So, you know, if they had two of them on the shelf, I'd take two. Maybe keep one and take it to the flea market, sell it for $40, and then that way, what did my Frigidaire cost me? $10. Can't beat that with a stick. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Indeed. There you have it, Uncle. We're learning so many ways to get ahead in the world.
Well,
I do similar things.
Well,
It's like my cell phone service. I told you that what I paid for that. I pay $10.99 right now for it. Unlimited everything.
Ooh.
Unlimited phones.
Nice.
Unlimited phone, Uncle.
Well, they have these now phones that you don't need contracts for.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I had a phone in Florida with no contract.
Right.
But here, no, it's not allowed. Because the one down there has to have a contract.
You're saying house rules again, Uncle?
They're house rules of Nana.
Hey, is that
and you
got problems here?
Getting house rules.
Okay.
But when I was there with my other sister in the farm,
off contract.
Off contract.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you meant it was a house rule or a California rule. See,
Well,
okay,
It's a house rule.
House rule for them.
Got to stay on the old contract to get the deal that we want.
Yeah, and because I knew up of getting extra phones anymore. I ain't here to Sidekick Earl gave me this one too. These people get update phones.
Well, see, the good thing about that's the one good thing about the contract, right? Is that you get free phones every couple of years, don't you?
Yes, usually that's how it works.
Usually
and that's one of the benefits, yes.
I just signed up for a new contract myself. I haven't been in with a phone contract in like 10 years, and I finally signed up for one, so I don't know. What happens 2 years from now, maybe I can get a new phone.
You will. They'll give you every update on the phone. Then on my radio, on my phone the other day, and AT&T had me and answered something. And I said, I can understand your message. Coming back to me, hitting with another message with the AT&T thing. And what the heck is this with the AT&T people?
They like to send messages, Uncle. They want to check in on you.
All the time.
They want to make sure you're doing all right.
You know, if he calls AT&T, you got to record it, Aaron. I mean, I got to hear that conversation.
Yeah, we've that's been a couple of.
I text him. No.
Oh, you just text?
I text him.
We made one of those clips from daily life of you calling a medication hotline.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay,
we did do that. That turned out pretty funny. I can't remember if we've played that on the live show before, but
did we?
I
think
think
we
been
did.
On the podcast at some point.
Look it up there. See if you guys
did
on mine.
We did not do it on the live show. I would have remembered that one. I remember that you going to get coffee.
Oh yeah, that one I did.
With the popcorn. I remember with the bathroom, and I don't know, there was something with soap being cleaned up. That was crazy. There was the Star Wars toy.
Yeah, the Star Wars.
All these, but no, I never heard the one with the medications.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny. Yeah.
No, we did do one.
I think we put that on the podcast before we did the live show. I think it was on one of those episodes. Yeah.
You can dig it up. We can replay it on here.
Yeah. I have these files somewhere. They're around somewhere.
Look it up there and play it on here.
Yeah.
I know.
It's somewhere. It exists out there.
I got to talk to my doctor this coming week anyway, because
of course, my favorite clip is where Uncle's trying to tell everybody to stop talking with their mouth full. That's the best one.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too. Yeah, we have a bunch of those.
Why don't we send them
I haven't
out
finished yet. I need to finish a few of them. I just haven't.
People still repeat that in the chat room every now and then. This is man talk here. they still do that in the chat room once in a while.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the wife was laughing and Uncle was like, "Hey, we're talking over here. This is man talk here."
Well, that's all. These audio clips are also the same idea of what we're trying to do with the Instagram videos and the YouTube videos too, which are really the same sort of format but in video, and they've worked out kind of good for us too. We just have to. My wife's back home again, so she should be able to make more of these, Uncle. So that's the good thing.
But you haven't done a cooking show in a minute, Aaron. What's going on?
Well, exactly. Yeah, my wife has been away, but she's back again. So
I have to get some more ingredients from the grocery store.
That's the problem.
And there's a few things like
eggs, milk, flour,
celery. How did I make my sandwiches now? I'm doing a different on the sandwich deal. I'm having a taco bread.
Yes.
Eliminate the loaves of bread in the house.
Uncle likes making wraps.
Wraps. That's what I'm making. So, well, if we're going to do a cooking show, I was thinking we'll do a load of wraps sandwiches. Because
could call it wrapping.
Me, I found out something. My sugar is much better recount
with the wraps
than having loaf of bread.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want no more loaf of bread. I keep telling him I want
we're cutting out the loaves.
Cutting out the loaves and just have
going with
taco.
Going with the wraps, the tortillas, the pitas, the tortillas, that sort of stuff.
Call it the rapping uncle, and spell rap, WRAP. Call it the rapping uncle. It'd be like the rapping granny, but it's the rapping uncle, and it's all the different raps uncle.
Well, you can do that. You can add that to the thing if you want.
Indeed.
That's a series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's how I'll do that, because I found out in my counts of my sugar counts, they are lower than if I, say, had a loaf of bread.
So, okay, so
bread would be up on my sugar
I know
count.
the exact correct scenario we need to illustrate this, Uncle.
Right.
Say you make a peanut butter and onion sandwich on bread.
On the taco bread.
Or you made a peanut butter and onion wrap the peanut butter and onion wrap would be far healthier for you.
Right.
That's what you would. That's what you would make.
That's what I'll be making from now on.
Yes.
That's point. That's the right point.
That's it.
Because all these people, they get bread.
Mm-hmm.
Let them eat them. The loaves of bread, let the other people eat them.
If they want it, they can have it.
I do not eat loaf bread anymore. And I try to tell my sister, the one down there, that I don't take loaves of bread. She says, well, there's loaves of bread. I'm running out of my taco bread.
The tortillas are dwindling, yes.
Yeah, and I said, that is a problem. Trying to get them. But I did get three bags this week.
Oh, yes, sir. 3 bags
So I got enough now. But
nice.
But the point is, that is what I'm saying. Now, when I go see my doctor, I think this week I have to go on the 8th for the problem.
Yeah, sure. Problems. One of your problems, one of your medical issues.
Medical issue I have to go to see what they want I have to talk about. But I'm going to ask him something. Mention this.
Yeah, bring it up. Be like, hey, Doc, what about these pita breads? Yeah, just ask him.
What are you smiling about?
They'll give him some special info. You been listening down there?
What is going on here?
We've got a live studio audience, live from Uncle's studio. It's a single audience member in the room with us.
They're doing good yet?
Oh, all right, Uncle, we're getting cheers.
Are they doing good yet?
Are you talking about the NFL?
Get the one-man dog pound.
Oh, yeah, Arsenio Hall, yeah. I love the...
There you go.
Yeah. I love
that's a dog pound.
Nice.
She don't like Cincinnati anymore.
No more Cincinnati?
Your wife don't like
Really? Oh, man. It's all about those Bills.
She likes them.
It's all about those Buffalo Bills, yeah.
Right.
Now we're back on the NFL. How'd we do this, Uncle?
She walked in.
That was a rule. We weren't supposed to talk about
I know, because she walked in.
Okay. We have someone to blame. I'm happy.
Yeah, we do.
That's good. Jimmy, how you doing?
How you doing, Jimmy?
There's rumors that Belichick wants to jump ship and go to another team. Have you heard that?
Who?
I haven't. Belichick wants to go to another team, Uncle.
He said that?
Bill Belichick wants to jump, huh? Okay.
Well, I thought that was coming. Either that or
we thought he was going to get
fired.
We thought he was going to maybe get fired.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Of his own volition. Yeah.
That's what I think he's doing. I think he's trying to get ahead of the curve.
That might be a good idea. Hey, Uncle, there's a final on that game you asked me to keep track of.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24-18. Bengals over the Bills.
Oh, there we go. We called that one, Uncle. We're good.
We called that one.
Man, we're good.
Oh, they scored one.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Well, we're good on that game. I don't know otherwise, but that game, we got that one.
That game saved Miami.
That game saved Miami.
Yeah, because I was explaining to you, so I kept...
Because they're in the same division.
Same
Bills,
division,
yes.
but they are ahead of them because they won the game. Head to head. That's the reason they're still ahead.
Dolphins won. No, the Dolphins
lost. They lost today, but the Bills lost. So they lost their 4 losses, and that means Miami's up 1 game ahead for the losses. That's how you figure.
I get it. Now,
you understand that?
It makes perfect sense.
That's the end of conversation about
We're done.
this.
No more.
Done. No more. But that's what I was going to say.
But that's it. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Man.
So, and they also, well, never mind. So what else we have to talk about, Jimmy? Hold on there, Jim. What happened to him? Wow. There is.
There's a lot of different things that we... It's an
Someone
entire
what?
world out there. Well, Uncle, how about this? I have an interesting thing to bring up.
Well, let's bring it up. We're going to have some kind of talk.
Okay, so I was on Twitter this week, Uncle. Can you believe it? I was using Twitter.
You're on Twitter.
And I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can get any potential guests on here.
Oh, yeah.
And,
well, did he get one last week? It's really nice.
Well, I made a pretty good connection on Twitter. There's this DJ who is a DJ for KLOS, a rock station in Los Angeles, but he also is on Sirius XM, which I listen to the First Wave channel, which is like new wave music, 80s alternative music. I listen to that a lot. He's on in the morning, and I came to realize he works at KLOS. I didn't even know that at first. So I sent him a message like, hey, man, would love to have you as a guest on Uncle the Podcast sometime. Oh, and also, if you could, say hello to Jordan at KLOS for me, because I know somebody at KLOS. And then he got back to me. He's like, oh, yeah, Jordan says hi. And then he said something funny about coming on this show. So,
yeah, so we have a guest when? Next week or when we come back?
I don't know if he'll show up or not. I got a hold of him on Twitter, so I'm proud of myself.
Oh, well.
I got that going for him. So that's a start, Uncle.
Well, at least we're getting some people.
So
I got him that.
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to get a hold of him again, get him on the show as an actual guest. Maybe he'll call in. We'll see. We'll see what we can do.
We got to throw him a card.
We
have loads of cards.
Yeah, he could use a card. That's for sure.
That will get him to come.
Maybe I'll Twitter him a card. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. But that went well because I don't always get reactions like that on Twitter where somebody actually responds. So that was cool.
How did we do with it? I've noticed we're not. Oh, I've noticed something here.
What?
Where's our video contract?
Yeah, we did not do a VHS video this week. Our apologies. Time didn't pop up this weekend to do one, but we'll do a VHS live stream hopefully next week. Definitely again sometime in the near future. The watch party. Yeah, I know. I didn't even bother setting it up.
I've noticed it's not here.
Yeah, no VCR, Uncle. I know, it's a bummer. I feel the same way. It'll be back soon.
Did we didn't go through all of them.
No, we still have a couple tapes left, and I do want to hit a thrift store and get some new tapes soon, too. I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Oh.
That'll be good. Get some new tapes, or maybe from a yard sale or wherever we find some laying around. We'll get more VHS tapes.
Well, at least we're putting something together in this show.
You know what, Uncle? I just thought of another potential guest was a guy that in the course of making my ADD TV video, and actually in the course of also making the Age of Transitions video, I went to his place in Cleveland because he has this immense collection of VHS tapes that he used to record off of TV. And he happened to have the Y2K broadcast of Bill Clinton saying weird stuff about technology and stuff. So I got a copy of that tape from him and used it for the Age of Transitions. But he's this guy, Ray, that lives in suburban Cleveland, and he is a character and a half. Maybe we should try to get a hold of him again and have him on the show.
Quick shout out to the international live listeners, by the way. We have one in Denver right now, which is unusual.
Denver.
2 in Australia and 2 or 3 in Canada.
Oh, they're starting to come back. See that? After the holiday.
You know what was something I was thinking of earlier, actually, with your VHS tapes, guys? Have you explored eBay recently? Because I went on there because somebody made an offer to me to sell me something through there.
Was it a fake person, Chuck, that we were talking about before?
No, I wish. But it was somebody else that contacted me, and they have a very unusual 3/4-inch VHS video.
Yes. I have an old player that's a 3/4 player. I used that when I had one of my old professors from school gifted me it because I was making the cable access show, and the cable access, your master tapes had to be on 3/4. So I recorded using that with that.
Well, at one time that was a television standard. They actually offered to sell me a 3/4-inch copy of the Zapruder film, which was made professionally for a TV show. So I was like looking at that, and all of a sudden I got inundated with a whole bunch of messages from eBay. All these people that are selling VHS tapes on there, like bunches of them, lots of them. Like you could probably pick up a lot for like $20 and end up with like 10, 12 tapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah, maybe you can add those to the thrift store rotation or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
perhaps. The plus on that would be we might be able to find some stuff that we specifically want to watch if we end up going into that area.
Right.
The beauty of the thrift store is you just randomly run into whatever the hell it is. And there's a lot of VHS in the thrifts around here. I just had to get to the thrift, and once you do, it's certain ones especially have lots of piles of VHS. So
to me, it was. Because I mean, for 25, for 25.
Chuck, I got a line on the brand new, pretty much full set of Warren Commission volumes. I know exactly where there's a set, untouched, pretty much.
How much or do they want for them, though?
That's the thing. They don't even know what they have. It'll be like some candy from a baby.
My friend, look, I have wanted one of those for about 30 years. I've wanted my own set, right? And I, at one point, had about half of them that I was buying a volume at a time from different places. And, of course, the ex-wife destroyed that. So if, by chance, you were able to get a set like that, I have been dying to get my hands on a set like that, and nobody offers it for less than $2,000 at this point. So, and I can't afford to. Man.
Here's the ironic thing, and a little clue. It's the very set from which I was reading from 40 years ago.
Oh, so you got like a former library set that you used to have access to, maybe?
That's right, but here's the thing, Chuck. Those nuts put those books in a elementary school.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for having the little kids read them.
Oh, yeah, little kids love reading that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I hope those kids didn't go crazy and start, using crayons on them and screwing them all up.
Well, that would be the one nightmare scenario. I guess I'd have to go through all the stinking things. Well, if I get them for free, it's not like I can really say anything.
If you got those for free, you'd be like a champion in my mind, because I have been trying to get a set of those for 30 years, dude, and I have not been able to accomplish it. So I'll tell you, I have been dying for a set of those for 30 years, and I can't get it.
Holy Grail. Chuck's Holy Grail.
Oh, is that what it is?
Hey, you can call it that.
Those are for the blind people he's talking about, right?
That's Holy Braille.
Braille. That's almost the same thing you're saying.
The Holy Braille. Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's call it that.
You know what's crazier than that, Jimmy? You know what's harder to get? Is a set of the HSCA volumes. Is even harder to get than that. And they'll cost you, even though they're lighter and everything else, they'll cost you a little less than the Warren Commission volumes will, even though they're harder to get. And that's another thing I've been wanting for 30 years. I've been wanting whole sets of both of those things for 30 years. And
it'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be awesome to have like a physical copy right behind you where you could just grab that thing?
Bro, I would absolutely start making that part. I would build an entire set behind me if I had that set. I would build an entire set behind me for videos if I had all the Warren Commission volumes.
Oh, yeah. Visually, you would have to commit to that, is what you're saying, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
get it.
Really construct everything else around it. That would be the centerpiece of my natural background behind me for every video I make. That's exactly what would be behind me, is that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild, Jimmy. Let me know how that turns out, because I'm telling you, man, I've only heard legends of that kind of stuff where people got a hold of those things for next to nothing. Somebody went into a library in New Jersey and gave them, I think, $30 for their fundraiser and walked away with a whole set one time.
Oh, yeah, because the library just happened to be selling their old stuff off, you mean?
Yeah. And they just threw them out there, and the guy was like, wait a minute, you guys are putting out the whole set of these things? And they said, yeah, well, what do you want for them? Well, we're asking $1 for all the hardbacks. And the guy's like, well, here's $30. They were like, well, take them away. Nice. And I'm telling you, can't get these things for less than $2,000-$3,000 in a set. No way. And that's not even including how much it costs to ship it to you. I'm telling you, that's the price of purchase on books that were released in 1964.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's what's a sought after limited thing. That's how that stuff goes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild, man. It's wild. So wow, Jimmy. I hope you get it, man. I really do. I'm telling you, I've been dying for one of those for 30 years. And I've tried.
Yeah, I just started thinking about it, and I was like, I know where they put all the stuff that used to be in that school, and I know it's in there. And I was like, I need to talk to some people.
Well, also ask them if they have an HSCA set for some reason, because they might. They just might.
They very well might. You know what my theory is, Chuck? It's one of two things. Either one, they put those books where no one would ever read them, or two, my old principal was a JFK buff. And I think it's number two.
Well, it might be that, but here's the other thing: is they count them as reference books, right? So nobody could ever check them out of the libraries they were in, but you could use them in the libraries. That's always been the rule for reference books.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. I mean, and think about that. That's another thing, by the way, Aaron, for your VHS tapes.
Yes.
I'd be willing to bet that if you go to some of the library sales around you, you'll find VHS tapes for like 25 cents.
That's true. Yeah, because I remember the Columbus Library. I used to rent all sorts of, or I checked out all sorts of VHS tapes, and some of them were awesome that the library had.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be a good way to go about it, too. Yeah.
And plus, people bring in stuff. They donate to the libraries physically, you know, whole collections, whole garages full of things like this, right? So they'll bring in any sort of media, and you might end up with, you know, your neighbor's stuff that's actually in the local library there to raise funds.
Mm-hmm.
And they usually have a price. Like you might find DVDs, VHS, books, magazines, all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not averse to eventually playing DVDs if we get the right DVD too, because we can just as easily hook the DVD player up to our setup here as a VHS. So maybe we'll delve into that at one point if the show, if we do the show enough and we like it.
But we have to have the wire straight.
We have to have the wires.
In that case, it may help if you did get a new one. You can fix the wires.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying that loose connection on ours?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some loose connection where if we touch it wrong, it goes out, but then I just touch it again and it comes back. I'm not sure what part of the chain is doing that, but something.
You probably just need a new coaxial cable or something. You know what, Jimmy? That's funny that you bring that up because you know The Men Who Killed Kennedy, the original set that they put out from the History Channel?
Yeah.
So there's a guy on eBay with that plus like the Garrison tapes and a few other things in a package on VHS for $17.99, and most of it's still sealed. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Holy crap!
Yeah, that stuff would have cost us like $400 to collect. I know that when it was new, and this guy's selling all this stuff. Like I said, $17.99. I think he's asking for like $8 to ship it. So, like, the total is like $25 or something like that. I was like, man, I wish I had a VHS player.
That's cheap.
You know?
Oh,
that's the only problem, Chuck. I don't even have a VCR anymore. I got to buy one of those things.
Yeah, see, but I think it'd be worth buying a VCR if I got that set, you know?
Oh, totally. You could find a VCR somewhere.
VCR would be easy to find.
I think it would be. I haven't tried because I've had mine for a while, but it's definitely on eBay. Or again, if you go to the thrift store on the right day, you might find one. You know?
They might because they can bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a crazy thing: you wanted to invest $40 and get a brand new VCR, you could go to that same website where you got the T-shirts from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go, a new one. Interesting.
Yeah, brand new VHS.
Now, Chuck, I have a question. Do they have new versions of old, like 8mm handy cams, video cameras, and things like that?
They did have a couple of camcorders. I'm not sure all the specs on them, but they had a bunch of different ones, and they're not all digital. Some of them are. I think I saw a VHS-C on there. You know, the compact.
Yeah. So all different forms of analog video cameras. That's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Weird and brand new. Like it's a brand new manufactured thing from some company you never heard of in Vietnam or Sri Lanka or whatever. But still,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. For a weirdo like me, sign me up. It could be something I need. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, your VCR craps out and you can't find one in the thrift store. You might be able to get a brand new one there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So. I like this revival of the old format stuff, mixing it with the new online things. I want to say the kids are doing this stuff too.
VHS is the number one growing physical media platform.
Well,
isn't that crazy?
It's competing hard with, believe it or not, vinyl records in a lot of countries.
Weird.
They've gone back to the vinyl records in a bunch of places, like the stuff that you couldn't give away a couple of years ago. Now people are looking for the old vinyl records, and some brand new albums are being released on vinyl, which is really strange.
Oh yeah. Wow. Pretty cool. Yeah, these old formats are making a comeback, Uncle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Huh?
So you could add to your VHS please with a vinyl thing, man. Hey, look, the new vinyl.
Oh.
Right?
Dude.
Whoa.
It's new.
New old vinyl. Yeah.
Not old. New. It's exciting. Yeah, we're see, Uncle part of my thinking here too is we might be riding the cusp of all this like rebirth of these old things, and if we strike the right chord, the VHS watch party with Uncle could be riding the tide of what's cool and hip at the moment. How about that?
I'd say there's something new. What we're building here is something new of watching show. It's like a show, and we're making something for something else.
Mm-hmm.
So we go ahead and do these things and sort of gotten into these VCS things. I tell you, though, that last one I saw on this video, I actually didn't finish it.
Wait, what did we do?
It was a good one.
Oh, you're talking about the VHS tape.
The VHS tape.
We were in the middle of watching the Candid Camera.
Camera.
One.
That one is getting close.
We'll be back.
For my counting up.
We stopped watching that because the stream just dropped. I don't know why that happened. That was something to do with the computer or whatever. But we'll pick that back up when we do the VHS watch.
And the talk. I tell you what, get a good one. Johnny Carson.
Yes.
I got a kick out of that one.
That was fun. Yeah.
That one, I rated it high.
Uh-huh.
I rated it up there.
It was up there, yeah.
So when you send them out to the thrift store,
look for that sort of thing.
Look for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody will look at that and see my card.
They could.
And boom.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you send it out.
Like that guy you said has all those TV shows taped. I bet you he's got some Carson in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
His name is Ray Glasser. He used to have a YouTube channel. I'm not sure if he still does, but it was called Videoholic. And he would just post clips of like random VHS tapes that he had, which were things he taped off a TV. And that's how I found that clip of Bill Clinton talking on Y2K. And I got a hold of him on YouTube or email or whatever. I'm like, hey, man, could I get like a copy of that tape? And he was very accommodating, like, yeah, you know. And I ended up going to his place in Cleveland. He gave me an actual physical tape. And I also videotaped his wall of tapes and a little interview with him. I put a short little piece together featuring him, and that was a nice little video too. But he was a really nice guy. He was into that like VHS tape trading back in the day and all that. So
you still have it?
Well, I used to do that too, yeah. Hey, look, we're down to the last couple of minutes, guys.
Oh.
Okay, so let's bring this on home, Uncle. Shout outs, right?
Jimmy got the first one.
All right, Jimmy.
Here's a shout out to good deals, good women, good guns.
Dang.
Good guns?
Okay. Good shout outs there. Jimmy, is that anything else?
Anything else?
Of course. There's always one more thing. Always tip your waitress. And tip your network provider, Mr. Chuck O'Celli, so that keeps producing.
All right.
Thank you for that.
There's a good shout out there. All right. Thank you, Jimmy. We'll talk to you soon, man. Take it easy. And then, Uncle, did you have a shout out you want to give?
To all the listeners and out-of-state listeners. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to give a shout out to any young kids that are getting into VHS tapes. Well done. I'm glad that you appreciate that. And anybody who's been donating weird VHS tapes to the thrift store, shout out to you. So I guess that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Again, we're live on Sunday nights, every Sunday on Ocelli.com. Again, if you can support the network, that's Ocelli.com. But our website is UncleThePodcast.com. It's at Uncle Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you follow those.
215 and bye-bye. Boom, boom. That's what I think.